All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official news break. And today, this is an interesting conversation, one I don't usually particularly have because I don't talk much about artists or entertainment. This one was definitely pretty interesting because I think this goes back to a cultural situation. Um, and even understanding when things go down to culture, we've seen things just recently like Fat Joe and others trying to convolute the history of Black music. And considering that this is Black History Month, it looks like Beyonce gave thanks to the LGBTQ community for creating a genre of Black music, which would be um, dance and electronic. That is not a genre that is created by a sexuality. That is something that actually is a derivative of the funk era, which, of course, clearly has nothing to do with what she's giving credit to. Now, granted, uh, during the 80s, there was the ballroom situation was going on. And so that community definitely latched on to disco and also dance music, house music, as you know, would continue. But of course, we know Chicago house music is not just necessarily about the lifestyle of the LGBTQ. That is more of a cultural thing of Chicago. Once again, Black culture. Um, so it's kind of interesting. I just found it odd that she was thanking that community and then doesn't thank the Black community to which she even derives from, and which again is the actual authors of the genre to which she just gave someone else credit for. Um, Now, with that being said, this is on uh, the acceptance speech of her literally getting the most. She broke history. Uh, 30, I think 32 career wins of Grammys for her album Renaissance, which put her over the hump, I believe. So let me just read a little bit of this article. It says Beyonce was already a queen, but now she is the queen of the Grammys. Bey has just became the most awarded artist in Grammy history with a record 32 wins. An award that puts her over the edge was best dance slash electronic album, which she won for her celebrated record Renaissance. Her history making achievement came before the show ended, so there's still time for her to win one more. Renaissance is also nominated for Album of the Year, which has yet to be awarded. Okay, I guess this was real time. And this is the entertainment on CNN. The crowd rose to its feet to celebrate Beyonce's win. She thanked her late uncle, Johnny, excuse me, her late uncle Johnny, whose name she famously drops in the song Heated, as well as her husband and three children. She also acknowledges the LGBTQ artists who inspired and directly contributed to Renaissance. Now, see, that's again, I don't understand. Directly contributed. Maybe if she means playing on the record. But how do we confuse genres with her particular record, which is in a genre? I'm that's see we're starting to blur lines when we start doing that, and I don't know if that's not necessarily done on purpose. I mean, somebody would probably think that that possibly could be done on purpose. Here's the quote: "I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for your inviting or inventing the genre," she said. Huh. So they invented the genre of electronic and dance. Like you remember like electronic with the like Funkadelic and Parliament and the whole funk era of music, which has synthesizers in it. Stevie Wonder. Um, and then you would have a lot like, well, one person that actually played on the record Cuff It, Nile Rodgers. Um, which that's kind of interesting. Again, yeah, that was the funk era. The funk era was not, and disco was birthed out of funk. So I'm kind of confused how we're kind of changing the history or rewriting history, shall we say. And I guess because it's Beyonce, this type of thing would widely go ignored because, again, she, again, is the queen. However, she does not have carte blanche at rewriting Black history or writing out the Black folks of creating what they're literally making money off of today. And we could totally understand that, this is the movement of the machine. We get that. With that being said, no one gets to rewrite foundational Black American history for anybody outside of foundational Black Americans. We need to keep our history correct and intact. And this is a cultural issue. So when you start giving credit where credit is not due, they created the ballroom culture. They did not create the genre of the music, which comes from funk, which comes from gospel, which that is all foundational Black American music. That is not a wide variety or melting pot of creation. It is very singular. So I just, when I see stuff like this, it's like, hey, we might need to clarify some things here. Let's see now, and they're calling her the greatest of all time. I wouldn't say because of the Grammy Awards that she should be considered greatest of all time when you have people like Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight and these individuals are still living. Stephanie Mills, that's kind of a slap in the face to the artists that have already laid it down and actually get shunned by the same industry that is propping this line up. I don't know. Our own foundational Black American divas who would know who to give credit to. Yeah, and mind you, the first one who really had a large LGBTQ following in these genres is Patti LaBelle. Just, gonna just put that out there. Let's see. It goes on to say Beyonce scored the album of the summer with Renaissance, an effervescent ode to disco and the ballroom scene of New York in the 70s and 80s. A community founded by Black, gay, and trans people. 4 songs from Renaissance were nominated for Grammys this year, with Break My Soul earning nods for Song and Record of the Year. Another song that's on that is called Church Girl. Now I'm just wondering how long will they go without touching gospel and start making that about LGBTQ. I would have to say, if we're looking at this type of rewriting of history, okay, just go back. Let's go back. Beyonce scored the album of the summer with Renaissance, an effervescent ode to the disco and ballroom scene. See, wait, disco is a genre of music. The ballroom scene is people that were coming together under the same guise of the get down and vibing out together. That is not creation of music. Creation of music is being in the studio coming up with sound. See, yeah, when you start seeing stuff like this, and then and think of how quickly this is written out. This is written while the Grammys are still going on. The Grammys had not wrapped up yet. So this is very interesting that when you see stuff like this, yeah, disco and ballroom culture. You're just going to try to cut church and funk all the way out of that. In the 70s and 80s, people were already playing with synthesizers. Oh, my Lord. And the 80s, man, do you know how small the window of disco was? So the scene that they're talking about went way longer than the genre or era of disco did. boy, they are rewriting, and that's what I'm saying. This is rewriting. This is literally writing musical history. And why is it Black history? And nonetheless, this confusion is happening in the beginning of Black History Month. This is not good. You know, congratulations to Beyonce for her record win. But again, we can't take one and just start throwing dirt all on the other. We don't need to muddy up our history. This is not a ballroom genre of music. This genre of music existed before that did. What are you talking about? That's what that TV show Pose is about. The Billy Porter show. That's what that's about. It's literally talking about that whole era. And truth be told, if you have seen any of that show, I think they were talking more Janet Jackson, Madonna, not disco. This is a renaissance to funk, man. Like Lakeside and Chic. Because, of course, on the song Cuff It, Nile Rodgers is playing on it. So, you know, there's that. Let's see. Earlier on Sunday, Beyonce won Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Performance and Best Electronic Dance Recording for Plastic, Off the Sofa, very Black, and Break My Soul, respectively. She won at least one award in absentia. Noah told the audience that Bey was stuck in traffic on her way to the ceremony, so legendary guitarist Nile Rodgers accepted Best R&B Performance for Cuff It on her behalf. Now, oh my Lord. Okay, again, now we're this very same song that they're talking about was an ode to that era. Think about that. The Cuff It song is the biggest tune off that record so far. They have a whole challenge to it. That is R&B. I hope you guys are paying attention to the convoluted message that's going on right now. They're meshing a lot of things in while writing people out. Now, they have Nile Rodgers there, so they make it real with Nile Rodgers being there. But nonetheless, family, I gotta say, I have a problem with that. I mean, I just knowing we grew up in these genres. We know what the sound of music is and know what it was not about. And one thing it was not about was pushing this agenda. I mean, now granted, this community always existed, yes. But it was never like this was a crossover form of music, a crossover genre of music spanning the globe. It was not about sexuality. Sexuality was part of the culture of the rock and roll lifestyle. There's a big difference when it comes down to that. It finishes off to say Beyonce has racked up 88 Grammy nominations over her career. Wow. She was already the most awarded woman performer before Sunday's milestone. The conductor, Greg Schulte, previously held the record for most Grammys earned by a single artist. And now it is Beyonce. So, like I said, once again, congratulations to Beyonce. Because that is a milestone. That is it's history. She is a foundational Black American artist who has pulled that off. So props to her. I just really wish she didn't go the route she did and thank the wrong community like she did. And real quick, let's just hear a little bit of that.
To thank my parents, my father, my mother, for loving me and pushing me. I'd like to thank my beautiful husband, my beautiful 3 children who are at home watching, I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you. Thank you so much to the pushing me. I'd like to thank my beautiful husband, my beautiful 3 children who are at home watching. I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you. Thank you so much to the
No, they did not invent the genre of R&B, funk, nor disco. They have made some of those music forms popular because of their culture, because it fit their culture, but it was not authored nor created out of that movement whatsoever. And this goes back just to the pioneers of funk music, which, of course, again, I will reiterate, come out of gospel music and blues and jazz. These are foundational Black American art forms that we have long known were this. Now, there were, of course, there have always been gay artists in every genre, but that does not make them the creators. And what you're tying this into is saying that this culture of Black music has now something to do with another agenda. I just can't help but notice when these type of things happen, they don't happen by accident. And notice that during Black History Month, no Black community was shouted out. Don't miss that. Now, I'm sure that I will get some flack on this from the Beehive, and but again, no one gets a chance to rewrite our history. This is not something to be played with. It's not something that you just because this artist is the or hot artist of the genre or of the era, they don't get a chance to rewrite foundational Black American history. And anybody co-signing that is wrong. So, with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'm sure there will be people that disagree with me and say, oh, I'm overhyping it and this and that. But what is the difference between her doing this and Fat Joe saying Latinos created hip hop? What's the difference? That's looking pretty much the same when you say that they created a genre, which is disco and R&B. No, 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 and no. So again, though, congratulations to Beyonce for breaking her records, breaking everybody's records, and now she sits on the top of the pile. She is the queen of the hill. And so congratulations to her. And congratulations to her fans that got her to where she is. And hopefully, all of you can understand. Don't let your fandom cross over into foundational Black American history, because that's where you might get some blurred lines. And this is not really the grassroots community is not really one to lay down on that. So, yeah, this is a community that supports its own. Might want to shout out the Black communities at some point, considering it's Black History Month. I mean, hey, shout out to the community to which I hail from, to which all of these art forms, like, what Michael Jackson, the greatest of all time, has said. Oh, because you did notice that Trevor Noah is trying to call her the greatest of all time, not just the greatest woman of all time. No, you understand that's also a shot at Michael Jackson, too. But, that's a story for another day, if you guys didn't already notice that. But whatever. Again, like I said, I'm sure there will be people who disagree in the chat or in the comments. And that's okay. You can respectfully disagree. And, your comment may get answered, most likely get ignored, but you have free carte blanche to express yourself in the comment section. And while you're doing that, please also go by and hit that like button, family. Even if you're hate watching this video right now, at least show us that you've been here, and give us a like. And if you want to, you can go ahead and subscribe. Even if you want to go further, you can join. And while you do that, make sure you hit the notification bell, hit the word all. That way you will be notified anytime this broadcast goes live or a video is uploaded. So with that being said, real quick, before I go, also, there was something else that took place here. And let me just play you some of this audio.
Social issues of our time and has the potential for positive global impact. More than 130,000 people have responded with submissions of songs that promote awareness, raise consciousness, and inspire change.
It's so funny when Black artists were doing that. There were no awards for those Black artists like X Clan, Poor Righteous Teachers, Public Enemy, and such. Nothing for those. KRS One. What those people got actually, they got told, especially even Too Short. You have to do the other type of music because this won't sell. But now there's a whole category for this social change music. Social change music is welcome from every other group except for Black folk. And that's just something else you can kind of take note of. But again, let's just hear what she has to say a little more.
Winner of this special award was selected by a blue ribbon committee and ratified by the Recording Academy Board of Trustees. Tonight, I am honored to announce the first winner of the Recording Academy's Best Song for Social Change to Sherbeen Ajapour, an Iranian singer-songwriter, for his stirring song, Baroye.
That's Jill Biden, by the way, giving an award. I mean, just just get the optics. You got that. You got that. So now Roger shows up. And of course, you got her. It was a very interesting show. Shout out to everybody who won and everybody who was nominated, because that's your works. And regardless of what people think about the Grammys, it is still good to be honored and recognized, whatever you do. So, shout out to everybody. Um, and I believe also Adele won. And then there was an interesting picture here. Let's see this. So that Lizzo won, Adele won, and then of course Beyonce cleaned up. Very interesting. It's almost how people act like sports are scripted. Like, oh, they could predict the outcome of this. Yeah, I wonder. Sometimes it just seems, doesn't it feel like that at times? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, like I said, you can go ahead and hit that notification bell, hit the word all. If you would like to support this channel, you can definitely do so with the Cash Apps, the Cash App link, which is in the description, and also with the PayPal link that's in the description. Of course, you could hit the super chat or super thanks. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon all of you and yours. Thank you so much. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at beatzillapdx. And with that being said, family, this has been a beatzillapdx official news break. And I hope that y'all have a great day. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first. Shalom.